Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to follow up, actually, on several of these questions. Mr. Gould, does the TSA record how many American citizens' faces it captured during the pilot? And if so, do you know the numbers?
No, ma'am, I don't know the numbers. I'd have to submit that for the record.
Yes, please. Also, TSA uses the facial recognition systems of Customs and Border Protection, CBP, which may not restrict how private corporations use passenger data. According to an August 2018 article from the New York Times, CBP, quote, has said it cannot control how the companies use the data because they are not collecting photographs on CBP's behalf. An official stated that, quote, he believed that commercial carriers had no interest in keeping or retaining the biometric data they collect, and that the airlines have said they are not doing so. But if they did, he said, that would really be up to them. TSA itself has said that it intends to pursue innovative models of public-private partnerships to drive collaboration and co-investment. Mr. Gould, if TSA uses CBP systems to scan the faces of American citizens, how can it ensure that the private data of these passengers is not stored or sold by private airlines?
Ma'am, I would have to refer to CBP for any assessment of the security and the privacy of that system. With respect to the public-private partnership, when we refer to that, we're talking about partnering with industry, airlines, and airports solely on the front-end capture system, so basically the cameras that are being utilized.
But you talk about co-investment.
So in accordance with TSA's authorities, we are allowed to enter into agreements with airports and or airlines to procure equipment on our behalf, and that equipment would be the camera system only, solely for the capture. The matching in the database, that's a government system, and right now we're using the CBP TVS system.
So what have you thought about how you would ensure that the private data is not stored or sold by airlines?
Absolutely, ma'am. First of all, when your photo is captured at a checkpoint in the pilots, it is encrypted and sent off for matching. And the database that CBP uses, the TVS system, that is cyber secure in accordance with applicable standards. And we do not transfer any any personally identifiable information between us and the airlines.
Dr. Goodwin, what regulations do you believe should be put in place in order to prevent the abuse of passenger data by airlines and other private companies?
So as you know, GAO, we wouldn't have an answer, we wouldn't provide an answer to that question. The way we think about it is we have issued recommendations related to privacy and accuracy, and if those recommendations are implemented, that would actually go a long way to meeting some of the needs of the public as well as the needs of this committee.
Sorry, can you clarify some of those?
So we have those 6 recommendations related to privacy and accuracy. Only one has been implemented. So we believe that if the remaining 5 are implemented, that would actually go a long way to answering the questions and addressing some of the concerns around privacy for the citizens and accuracy for the data that are being collected.
And Mr. Gould, do you have issues with those recommendations? Is there something that's preventing TSA from incorporating those?
So as I stated before, in accordance with Section 1919 of the TSA Modernization Act, we've executed in conjunction with CBP a thorough review of the privacy impacts associated with biometrics collection or biometrics identification at the airport, as well as any error rates and security concerns associated with that. And that report will be coming from DHS in the near future.
Great. The Washington Post further stated that around 25,000 passengers travel through Atlanta's airport pilot program terminal each week. According to the article, quote, only about 2% of travelers opt out. Even assuming that the systems used by TSA are 99% accurate, which they are likely not, the high volume of passenger traffic would still mean that at least hundreds of passengers are inaccurately identified each week. Does TSA keep metrics on the number of American citizens that are inaccurately identified?
In accordance with our analysis, the pilots were capturing match rates and non-match rates. With respect to the actual numbers of Americans that do not return a positive match rate, I would have to submit something for the record.
Please do. And Dr. Romine, what would be the most effective way for TSA to measure how accurate its facial recognition systems are when testing the identity of American citizens?
We're not expert in testing full systems. We test algorithms. We evaluate those algorithms for accuracy of matching. The entire system is something that's a little bit outside my purview.
Okay, I personally understand the value of this technology, but I think we really need to have some clear regulations and guidance that are essential to prevent the abuse of data collected and to protect our privacy. And while I appreciate the GAO's recommendations, I think we're going to need some more teeth to ensure that those are implemented. Thank you. I yield back.
So I